All right, so thank you all for tuning in to the Trust IULs and Private Banking webinar. We're going to get right to it. So I am Dionne, your living natural born soul. I am here to help you connect to your divine truth and whatever that looks like. So I help you to restore the foundation of the family, getting your affairs in order. Right behind me, you see this wonderful crest. This is the virtual cruise line that you have decided to be a part of today. And so Deep Sea Royalty is my business brand, and Cosmic School of Trust is an extension of it. So it is literally expansion of Deep Sea Royalty, and it is like the mothership. So we're bringing you on, bringing you to different islands where we're talking about status correction, where we're talking about IULs and private banking. We are connecting them all for you to be able to see all the options that you have for yourself. So it is truly a journey in itself. And Cosmic School of Trust is a multidimensional way of encompassing universal law, expanding us far beyond our mind, the technical worldly way of thinking about trust. It is literally a virtual school. And our vision is to help you see yourself far beyond the paperwork, bringing you to a journey of healing, enlightenment, and evolution.
Greetings, everyone. I am Minister Sam. I am so excited to be here. I want to say first, thank you and gratitude to Dionne, Minister Dionne, for this. Also, thank you, Mondo, for your time for this, and also thank everyone else. My husband and I developed a wealth cycle system, and I thought that I should share that with other families. So in this system, or part of the system, is trust. We have foundations, and you have extensions of the system, such as like crypto, or investing in cars like Turo or Airbnb. So a part of the wealth system is trust. And today, that's what we're going to focus on. I am a private citizen, natural born living soul, and I am here to serve.
Ashe. Yes, and I want to go ahead and also thank Mondo for joining us. He's going to be speaking later, so y'all don't leave. We have so much in store for you. The information being shared today is not legal advice. Everything will solely be for inspirational, motivational, and educational purposes. My business partner and I, we are not attorneys, lawyers, CPAs, tax specialists, or any of the like. You're responsible for your own outcome, your own journey. Any advice you choose to take is solely up to you. We reserve all rights to our liberties, religion, and freedom of speech. Nothing we say shall be used against us.
So we always like to start with the end. So the result that you're looking for. So the end result is to empower you to embody trust. If you have been with us, then you may have heard this before, but it's very important. So we are going to really get that in your soul. So embody trust from with inside out. The purpose of this course is to light the torch of wisdom that has been dormant inside of you. Acknowledge and accept that trust is an unseen energy that consistently flows and operates in every system. It's not about race. It is about energy. We are light beings. So this is very important for us to turn on that light within you all. It is the universal system that operates throughout your mental, physical, and spiritual body that is constantly creating wealth. And where is the universe? It's inside of you. So most of us thinking, we're getting straight into it. What the heck happened? I mean, what is it? What is really going on? What happened when we came literally crowned through our mother in the light? We were seeing the light. So you're probably thinking, if I'm born with sacred rights, where did they go? My mom had it. She conceived me with sacred rights privately, hopefully. So also, did I unknowingly abandon my sacred rights? This is the questions that I was triggered to ask. So I'm hoping that you all are feeling me on this. Let's see what happened.
So those of you that may or may not know, we can do a temperature check here, know that in America, the United States of America is under foreign invasion. And we could think of all the areas of our life, no matter where we are in the world, because I just want to say, same game, if you have a SIN number, a NIN number, Social Security, it is all forms of insurance. And we're going to really dive deep into that later on. But we need to know what happened here in the United States of America and how this same game is being played throughout every country. So let's get on into it.
Read a quote from Edward Mendell House and what he had to say in a private meeting with Woodrow Wilson, president between 1913 and 1921, from the private papers of Woodrow Wilson. Quote, "Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer not being able to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions. Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivered the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent, forever to remain economic slaves through taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given commercial value designated to keep us a profit that will be none the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure out our plans. And if by accident one or two would figure it out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debt to the registrants in the form of benefits and pledges. This will inevitably reap us huge profits beyond our wildest of expectations and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we will call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless, without any hope for their redemption, and we will employ the high office of the President as our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Having established plausible deniability, even if people become enlightened that they had a remedy and pursued it, the attorneys, judges, and legislators could claim that they did not understand the people's claims, especially if the technical requirements for achieving it were not followed pursuant to statutory requirements, requiring the public school to teach civics, government, and history classes out of federally approved, politically correct textbooks written by the publishing houses, owned by the owners of the Federal Reserve, would assure that the people would not discover the remedy for a long time, if ever. I would recommend that everyone read Fruit from a Poisonous Tree by Melvin Stamper, M-E-L-V-I-N, Stamper, S-T-A-M-P-E-R. That is Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. This is out of chapter 2 of Fruit from a Poisonous Tree.
So I know that's some deep information that we all have just heard. Give me a 111 if you get everything that this woman has just shared. And if you don't, and you're like, please break it down a little bit more, Minister Dionne, give me a 222. Let's do this temperature check, see where we're at. All right, okay. Got the one, got the one. All right, let's move on. You know where we're at, you know where we're going.
All right, I want you all to screenshot this. This is very important. Foreign to the land. Very important key. This is a jewel we are dropping. The IRS is not a U.S. government agency. It is an agency of the IMF. Look up the court case, Diversified Metals versus IRS. The IMF is an agency of the UN. IMF is International Monetary Fund, and UN is United Nations.
And just so we're all aware, the more foreign to the land we look, the more benefits we receive. So what that means, even breaking that further down, I used to have, growing up, my dad always used to say to me, like, all the foreigners came in here and they're getting more benefits than us. I never really got what that meant. And it was so, so true, because what was happening is I had friends who would say, like, they have access to certain public housing, or that their family doesn't need to pay taxes on certain things. It was a number of things. And what's happening here is because those of us who have signed up to be citizens of the land that we're in, we're supposed to be in the position of the beneficiary. When you think of your children, they don't ever wonder how they're going to get it. They just have their handout. And we have not had our handout. We've actually been sitting, working, because just in that video before you saw, we pledged to pay the debt of somebody else's. So instead of us getting all the money that's coming to us, it's actually going and being dispersed in different areas, and we have not had control of it. So when we're saying the more foreign you look here to the land, you're going to be receiving more benefits when you structure and strategize yourself in a way to look more foreign to the land. This is why people end up creating or having their own private forms of identification. Or when you go to, let's say, Jamaica, I'm just using an example, and you're not a citizen there, you're coming and they're like showing you all the good stuff. They're not telling you the truth of what's really going on. So when people come here to America, they're like, oh, this is the land of the free, the home of the brave. And over here, those of us that are on this land are like, what, where, how? Do you feel like that? Let me know in the chat box. So we're going to move on.
So this, like we said earlier, what happened? This paper game, it cuts deep. And I mean really deep, okay? So capitis diminutio maxima. When you hear that, we have literally been decapitated with the paper when we came out, and we should have been crowned from our mom's womb. Okay, so for the purpose of understanding one's legal or commercial status under the Admiralty system, the law system used in England, Canada, and United States of America, they have capitalized our names. And Dionne, we can see your screen.
Oh, sorry.
They have capitalized our names. So if you think about tombstones, right? So tombstones, they have the capitalized letters there. Some people are not familiar with this term, so please write that down. There is the resource link at the bottom. This is what occurred to us and how we got rolled into their trust at birth.
So why do we create trust? Because if you look all around, we are losing balance between the water's polluted, the land's being taken over, the air, chemtrails, in all the areas we were divinely inherited to have a role here as stewards of the land. We have not been playing our proper positions because most of us just don't know we even had a role. And so we the people are the one that most qualifies to take care of the earth. And unfortunately, commerce does not concern itself with sacredness, law, land, air, water. This is what is naturally for us. And they've been making it as though it is against us. Like, you step outside, you be feeling like you can't even breathe. You can be getting attacked by things. So we want to bring this back into the design. operating and embodying our own trust within is going to allow us to restore the balance back to Mother Earth. We are divine metaphysical beings. Our body is mostly made up of water. We are bodies of the universe as a whole, together as a conscious collective. So this is about equity and justice, about our God-given divine rights. This is about restoring the word God. And for those of you that don't know, God is actually acronym for Governance Ordinance Department, protected under ecclesiastical deed poll. So God, they created as a humane structure. We in God we trust as the structure and the corporation that you work for. So many of us are just saying God, but not even realizing what is actually created under that. There's always some type of word magic at play. So we have to be so mindful with what we're talking about and bringing things back to its true meaning. Majority of us have abandoned our states in maritime and admiralty law. So we're here to help bring light to that in our teachings today.
Really quick, can you repeat the GOD acronym? Someone asked, just real quick.
Government Ordinance Department.
All right, so let's get to it. What is a trust? Here's normally the public answer. A trust is a separate legal entity, like a corporation. And I'm talking like this because you've probably heard this. So you're like, okay, let's get on with the trust holds personal property, such as assets for you or for the benefit of others. The trust document specifies how your assets should be managed and how and when and to whom your assets will be distributed. Many people think only the wealthy can benefit from trust, but this is simply not true. Trusts are highly flexible and can provide for an almost unlimited combination of needs. This is why Dionne and I got together, because we love to strategize. That's the public answer. Now, the private answer, since we're in a private space, sejuris, that is, instead of the term you saw up top, is citizen. This means that you represent yourself. You are a whole yourself here. It does go deeper, but for me to just stay on topic on the private answer, I wanted you to know where I'm coming from in the position of the individual you would be in to create this private trust. A trust is a private contract. Trust can hold private property that's not taxed, not involving the state, and you can earn capital on whatever you may do with your business trust, but it's not based on capitalism. What are some private properties that you are aware of? If anybody could put in the chat, what would be some of your private properties that you are aware of? I just want to get a taste of the room and see where you are with that. If anybody could put a word or two, what would be some private properties, not personal properties, private properties? My offspring, correct. Yes, guns can be held in the name of a trust. Some also private properties that are not taxed is your time, okay? Your biological data, your blood, that's private property. These are things to think about. Intangible, intellectual property, that's private property, and they're trying to tax you on that. That's why they get slick with the words personal property versus private property. So plans are crowned the king and queens of contracts, because plans are the ideas that can translate into a vessel. And I'm talking about the paper, into a vessel. And the paper is a contract, so it has 5 elements. Offer must be there, and acceptance must be there, consideration must be there, mental capacity must be there, and the intentions to manifest must be there. This is the part that attorneys won't tell you. This is why we're here, and I'm so excited, as you can tell. All right, so then let's get to the basics. Common kinds of trust. There are 2 broad categories of trust. Inter vivos, if you have a mortgage, then when you're trying to get your house into the name of a trust, you can, because you have the equitable right to do so as an inter vivos. Look up Saint Germain Act, then you'll see inter vivos. Those 2 connect. This is why I'm so glad you guys are here, because these things are not on our screen, but you get to the firsthand insight. Inter vivos or lifetime trusts, which are created while you are alive, and testamentary trust, which are created at your death. There are two common types of lifetime trust. A revocable, which is considered a living trust, is the most common kind of trust. It generally acts as a combination of a property management vehicle for you while you're alive and an alternative to a will to distribute assets when you die. An irrevocable trust are also common, but serve very different purposes from revocable trusts. When you create an irrevocable trust, you are usually making an immediate gift of the assets into the trust, to the trust on behalf of the beneficiaries. So a testamentary trust is created after your death by the terms of your will. A testamentary trust, because it is formed at your death, provides no lifetime benefits. Now, there are three main positions, and there are fun other positions that are hidden. For today, we'll make it simple. Creator is also known as the grantor settler. Trustee is known as the manager that handles fiduciary duties and obligations like others that must be honored. Beneficiaries, the only role is to have the benefit from the trust agreement that was created on his behalf. Really quick, I wanted to say, if you pay attention, even though the words are on the screen, if you think of a triangle, it is the most strongest angle out there. This is why trusts are so powerful. You have the creator, you have a trustee, you have a beneficiary. You're not doing this alone. You have a meeting of the minds, you set this up for your family, and you move forward. That right there is why trust is important, because they know you sat down to discuss with whoever you discuss with, that this is what I want to do for my future, for our family. So how can trust be used to plan for your future? I purposely put the word plan there. As I mentioned earlier, it's crowned the king and queen of contracts. You plan it. They respect the plan. You go to birth someone, you have to have a birthing plan. They respect the plan. Why do they respect the plan? Because the plan is an idea that comes from higher source. They like to use the term God. Whatever you use, it is coming from there, and your ideas are respected once it's on paper. So I really want you to embody why I put the word plan and why planning for your future is respected with certain terms. Okay, so you have asset protection that can deal with cars, mortgages, cryptocurrencies, anything that wants to be passed down that's dealing with asset. And I love the probate blocker. It's like a probate blocker, right? Like you're just skipping all of that because that's where the state lies, like literally lies, grabbing you down like crabs in a barrel. Then you could connect, like let's plan to connect our trust to life policies. This is why Mondo is here. And then the trust that we help guide and assist you can donate and receive donations. This is very powerful. I hope you all are feeling this. It also, any trust that we create and guide with you can transfer 100% of its income to another trust or private family foundation, or if you choose any ministry that you want, you can donate to. Okay. This one mine, I can't even remember. Sorry, Dionne.
Yes.
All right. Many questions are brought up by attorneys, and attorneys, they give you the surface ones, right? This is why Dionne and I are here. We're digging deep, okay? So let's go over the surface questions. Have you ever used or had a trust before? If so, are you pleased with the trustees handling your affairs? Does your current estate plan take advantage of the many credits and exemptions available to you? If any of these questions on the left you have in place, please put a 111 in the chat for any questions I'm saying on the left. Are your affairs in order? Should you become ill or disabled? Aside from your spouse, do others depend on your for your income? Do you wish to apply some of your assets in a special way to benefit your community? If those questions were deep for you, and you have those in order, put a 111. I just want to see where we are, because we're going to go a little deeper. This is what Dionne and I like to do. Any 111s out there? Okay, how about a 222 if you just thought that was just elbow rubbing? You're just like, okay, yeah, we're going like fog on my glasses. I'm just gonna wipe this off real quick. Okay, right, exactly. So this is what we like to do here. And if these questions on the right side are deeper, then I want you to put a 333 because that's what the magic is. Okay, questions that Minister Dionne and myself will ask. Do you know who you are? Like, I want you to think about, who are you? You're a natural person, living, being human, or you're a person, which is also known as a corporation, or you're a citizen, which is a member to United States Corporation. And people will say, if they catch the replay, where would she get United States Corporation from? Go look it up on the SEC.gov, Security and Exchange Commissions.gov website. So number 2, what is jurisdiction? This is how deep we get with our courses. What is law versus legal? Is there a freaking difference? We thought we were doing the same thing. What's the difference between pro se and propria persona? If an attorney reps you, what are you considered at that moment? What is international law, divine law, common law, equity law? Do we even know that these terms exist? What is personal property versus private property? Hint, not all real personal property is private property. That's why I said that earlier. What does subject to mean? That's like their key term to the state. And then what is capitis diminutio maximum versus capitis diminutio minima, also known as media? This is how deep we go. I just want you to understand that.
So you may choose us as your guide because you want to feel involved in the creation of your trust. You want your intentions to be embedded in the trust and not an attorney's or ours. You want it to be you. And so Cosmic School of Trust is literally us going into dive deeper with you. It is 7 courses created. The Foundations of Intro course has been available on YouTube on our Cosmic School of Trust channel. You're choosing us as your guides because you do not want to hire an attorney, because you know they work for the bar. And just give me a 111 in the chat if you don't know what that means. You feel as though something greater is not being taught to you. You're fed up with researching between all the gurus. You're just like, I have my trust package or I don't have it, and I just need to be divinely connected to the right ones. That's why you're here. You recognize that you can see yourself self-governing yourself. Having a trust and creating a trust is about you deciding that you are going to govern yourself. It no longer be governed by the trust that was created within the country that you reside, wherever you are in the world. And you need to know how. You want to learn how to operate without a social security number, a SIN number, a NIN number. Again, wherever you are, this is applying to you. And you're willing to do the work. You're willing to show up for yourself. You're not here like, oh, can you just do this for me? This is not that type of party, because we want you to be able to convey this information to your children, children's children, children. That is your legacy. That is the energy that you are leaving with them. So side note, attorneys cannot guarantee you results of a trial, but we can guarantee that your trust will be manifested based on your intentions. It's not personable. So let's dive deep. Did you ever hear the voice within you saying there's more to life than just working and paying bills? When we go through our courses, we really help you to go through the process of diving with yourself. You're literally facing yourself, hence the water and the anchor. What's pulling at your heart? What's pulling at your soul to say enough is enough with just living to pay bills, work, and die? What is the legacy I'm creating? What am I leaving behind? Do you think about your purpose and wonder if you're creating a sustainable life in your career, in your happiness, the way that you're currently operating? What do you want out of this life? These are the questions that I want you to screenshot this so you can sit with this later on and really reflect on what's being said here. What brings you a sense of legacy? What is the energy you want to leave behind? Many times we just think of trust as a way to protect our assets. What do we see as assets? Is it materialistic? Is it just those tangible things that are not going to be beneficial? When you think about what it is that you want your children to know, is it the skills that you have? Is it the mindset? Is it the wisdom that you carry and can convey? If you died today, would your loved ones know what to do? How do you want to express yourself? These are the things that you need to be thinking on. If any of these questions really anchored in your soul, give me a 222. I want to remind you today that everything that you do, you're thinking about the future generations. This is me here with my baby girl. She just turned 6 years old. And I'm already instilling in her how to be a business owner, how to be an investor, how to show up for herself, knowing that she does not have to clock in with a time card, knowing that she's already a creator. I want all of us to say right now, I am a creator. You are a creator. You are valuable. We're not being taught this. We're going into these public school systems and we are putting our children there, and they are being taught that they need to answer to a bell, ask for permission to work for Tom, Dick, and Harry. We want our babies to know that they are valuable and they are powerful and they are fearfully and wonderfully created. And the way that they're going to know is by the way that you show up and set the example, by the words that come out of your mouth. If you're saying, I'm broke, I'm poor, I can't afford it, it's too expensive, what do you think you're conveying to them? Y'all hear me? Give me a 333 if this is really anchoring in your soul. Because everything that you're doing, and whether you have children or not, you are representing the nations just by your existence alone. You're an example to someone who you think is not even watching you. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children and children's children, and the wealth of a sinner is laid up for the just. Meaning, what are you doing? Are you getting your affairs in order? Do you have life insurance policies? If not, I congratulate you for being here. First of all, because you are taking a step of action, because you realize, okay, there's some more things that I need to do. And that's okay. We're not here to live in regret. We're not here to blame ourselves. We want to move forward. And an inheritance isn't just limited to money. We know we have that inner tuition anyways. Your intuition is your inner tuition. That's a cost, meaning that you're valuable, meaning that you are the money, meaning that you do not need to just trade time for money, meaning going to work and believing that's the only way that money can come through. No, money can come through and show up because money is a relationship in itself. It is a person, it is an entity. What has your relationship been like with money? Because we're clearing that inner tuition up so that we can actually move into our operating off of our inner tuition. Our intuition is our guide. And so we're here being guided on this call right now to make the next steps of action. This is what we want to help guide our children into. So when you combine financial inheritance with wisdom and character, this is what we're making sure the next generation will have to continue on, not just thinking about materialistic assets, but the skills and this wisdom to pass down so that they know that they'll be able to manage what is being provided to them. So we're talking now about how to fund this trust that you have set up, creating different streams of income. We typically go live every Wednesday on Instagram as of now. And so if you've missed those replays, please go back and watch it. But a question that was asked to us today was, how do you fund your trust? What are some ways that we can invest? How do you invest in things? The first thing is, what are some companies that you believe in their value, their mission? And so let me know, give me a 111 if you're open to hearing about some of these investment opportunities. I see 1-1 coming in.
And let us know, because we are on the time constraint. So let us know if she needs to go further.
Okay, awesome. So I live and swear by Kangen water. I talk about it a lot. I believe in the company. I love their mission and vision. I love that they want to put the money back in people's pockets. I have had just being on the water, for one, it is living water. When you put water into a bottled water, plastic water, those are companies. When you take water from its stream, it loses oxidation. This device is a medical device based out of Japan, and it is one way to never have to buy water again. Let me just say that. You hook this up to your tap. I'm going to play this video just so you can hear it.
Buy one in your life. It always produces the water that you need. The 2.5 to kill all pathogens, including MRSA and E. coli. You don't drink it. The 11.5 that washes all your produce and washes all the pesticides and herbicides off. And then the 8.5 to 9.5, which you drink. And I'll tell you, it does miracles for people. The alkalinity is very important, but it also restructures the water to make it low microclustered so it gets into your cells very easily. And it reshapes it into a hexagonal form like the shapes of your cells. So I can drink 16 ounces of water, and in a minute or two, I can be jumping on a trampoline, and it's already left my stomach. That's hydration.
So most of us that are dealing with any type of sickness, illness, is because we're dehydrated. That's something we never even think about. So if you're interested in water, this Kangen machine, feel free to send me a DM, take a screenshot of this. Also ASEA right here. I live and swear by this. When some of you are like, Dionne, how are you so energized? How do you do it all? These are the two things that I live with. This is a supplement, so it improves your health, keeps you moving on the go, better sleep, better gut health, literally helping you maintain good hormone balance, supporting vitality and wellness. Also, you know, I have my community, Deep Sea Royalty, which is you diving deeper with yourself, status correction, and I am a 4-time published book author. So you're creating different streams that are allowing you to fund your trust in whatever way you see fit. I'm also happy to announce, those of you that are wondering more about status correction, I have a surprise. I'm not even going to say it yet, but please stay tuned.
Right. All right, here's another way to fund your trust with different sources of income. I am an affiliate with LifeWave. It deals with technology that stimulates your skin and energy. And because the dollar is changing, I also got into metals. So if you're interested in either of those, DM the Cosmic School of Trust IG account, and then I can go from there. But this is just several ways to fund your trust.
So of course, we encourage all of you to be bringing your families together so that you can really embody trust from the inside out. Deep Sea Royalty, my business and brand, you know, I'm partnered with Samantha with Wealth Cycle System. This should not be a financial burden on one person. It should be an inclusive family investment. So if you want to get together with your family and talk about it, we're happy to do family events too for you. If you're like, oh, can y'all explain this to my family? Listen, reach out to us at Cosmic School of Trust. I'll be sharing that email shortly.
Hey, Daddy, what you working on?
And I am working on reading over our trust.
A real trust?
A real trust, like a trust, put the house, real estate, the land, cars, burial information, insurance policies. Somebody want to sue me? I don't know nothing. The trust owns it. Everything in the trust. Everybody's name is in here, but what we're gonna do with it? Who's gonna get something? Who's not gonna get nothing? Everybody is in here.
So what is it? Let me see it.
Yeah, so this is a trust, and it's a revocable trust. It's a revocable trust, and it has all this information, our mortgage information, what do you call it?
Investments too.
Investment properties. Everything is in this trust. So when you get married, see your husband right there, is soon to be husband.
My boo.
When y'all get married, boo, you get something in when you get married. Now y'all gonna have your own. Who's gonna get his later? You gotta get his from the mud. When you gonna have a head start. When his children now, they're gonna be taking care of children,
All
grandchildren,
in the trust.
Let everybody know we all on the same page. It's a difficult situation we need to talk about, But somebody got to say it. I don't mind saying it. You know,
Generational wealth, right?
generation.
Generational wealth.
Yes.
Yes, so we want to get y'all real excited. So who's ready to talk about trust packages? Drop a 111 if you are ready to keep this thing flowing and going. All right, let's get to it.
All right. So with the trust packages, this is what we offer. Benefits of a family trust. It's private, it's unincorporated, it's non-statutory, which means that it's not tied to the state. If you choose to file taxes, it's Form 1041. Asset protection is included, and you can deduct and transfer 100% of its net income. Give donations, life insurances, and it is bulletproof as long as the trustee keeps up with its duties. Okay, that is very important. Earn and disperse benefits of a business trust. We have the unincorporated, non-statutory, asset protected, Form 1041 as well. Give donations can be tied to life insurance, bulletproof as well. Crypto, if anybody signing up with Coinbase or all these other bases and forgot the other one, Kraken and all of this stuff, you can actually sign up as a trust so that you're not receiving it with your social. Then this is for future clients that we give offering Give and Build Legacy, which is with the Family Foundation. Operated privately, also unincorporated, non-statutory, which means you don't have to go get 10 people to be on your board. This only deals with your family. Form 990 PF is the tax form. It's a public face, so you do have to report certain information. It is tax exempt, charity, give donations, receive donations, life insurance, and you can make grants with it. That's the fun part about it. You got to get with us so that we can strategize this good stuff.
Yes, and we are also offering, it's not on here, foreign grantors trust. So if you are ready to stand up a trust outside of the United States of America jurisdiction or vice versa, wherever you are in the world, people have asked me, oh, I'm in Australia. Can you help me create a trust there? We could do it. We could do it. We know what we're doing. And so if you have further questions, we're going to be dropping those consultation links there. We're also creating a ministry trust as well. That is to come.
Yes. So what's included in all the trust packages, Schedule A, Schedule B, that deals with property and your minute keeping, which you decide to put on that. So we give you a draft so you can understand where you can start, how it can be worded. That always helps. Trust affirmation, certificate of trust, last will and testament, deed of reconveyance. Those two are for family trust only. You have your special meeting minutes, indenture and declaration, beneficial certificate of shares, introductory letter for the bank, hold harmless indemnity agreement for trustees, draft intentions letter from grantor. And then the trust guidance calls. We have 3 of them. Inside of all, inside of the first one, we sit down with you, give you an hour, and you establish your EIN. We strategize. We answer any questions regarding the trust. You also remember you're getting the courses with this. So once the call is complete, you fill out the questionnaire after we walk you through it. Then you book your second call. Your second call deals with an overview of the trust docs that we created based on your questionnaire. Okay, that's first. And then we adjust the documents on the second call, answer any questions, finish up any open strategies. You must review and read the trust before your third call is booked. Ask yourself, what else do I need in order to feel confident to move forward? The third call, by now you have reviewed your trust. We answer any other lingering questions you may have or your family member had. It's a final chance to ask your questions that will help you feel confident in your day-to-day operations with the trust. All right, and the courses are Power of Trust, Course 2, Breaking the Illusion of the Game, Course 3, The Art of Trust, Where We Get Creative, Course 4, Your Power, Benefits and Role in a Trust, Course 5 is the deep one, Stewardship, Management and Funding, Course 6, Your FAQs and Next Steps, Course 7, Trust, fund baby, which is also dear to the heart. Once you complete the courses, you do complete a short quiz. We do test you just a little bit and you graduate with a certificate.
All right, so here is the pricing list we have for you. So the family trust plus the 3-hour, 1-hour calls. And as the bonus, those of you who have been asking about status correction are like, can I please get that? We have included it into the packages. So you get a 40-page guide that has resources, courses, links. I mean, it is filled with all the step-by-step processes of how to correct your status, because estate planning is the umbrella and we have trust under that. We have life insurance policies under that. And so we're just getting our affairs in order all in one. How do y'all love that? And you have the courses that Minister Sam just shared. So instead of it being $8K for that package, it is $3K. Instead of it being $10K for the business trust, which includes all the same things, but you're getting the business trust, is $4K, and the family trust, business trust, status correction guide courses all in one, typically $18K, you're getting it for $7K. So here's the thing. Hold on. Don't let this be your deal breaker. If you already have a trust, and you're like, okay, I have a trust, but I just don't know how to navigate with it, give me a 111 in the chat box. Because we know, and we've heard it, and we heard you, and I heard your cry, and I've been hearing it. And one of the biggest things for me when it came to, okay, I just need to put my body, my energy into this, because I really tried to run away from creating trust courses for a while. I have divinely inherited Minister Sam, and I'm so grateful. But what I was seeing was people out here charging $4, $6, $8, however much, thousands of dollars for trust. And people were coming up to me like, hey, I bought this trust from Susie Betsy Crocker, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to fund it. I don't know how to live out of it. I don't know how to convey my house, my car, anything. We're here to help you. So you can get the courses and 3 guidance calls included, usually $1K, you're getting it for $500. All this, hold up, don't leave yet. Keep getting excited. We have a gift for you today. Everyone gets a trust package starting at a low entry rate. So here's how. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Send a minimum of 111. That's all you need to get started. You can start the courses today. You, your family members, whoever else, your spouse, your friends, your puppies, your cats. Okay. Send a minimum of 111. You can pay in full. I'm going to drop the payment links in the chat. Bear with me. I've got to switch screens really quick.
And we do see that. So just so you, okay.
Yeah.
While she's doing that, the courses with the 3 calls, that's $500. That does not include trust. That's for people who already have a trust. We are not allowed to review your trust, but you will review the courses we have that can guide you. That course is normally $1,000 by itself, but then you can get on a call with us for that price included after you review the courses. We do know if you're reviewing the courses or not. Yeah, so that's included in that. Mondo, I know we are eating up your time. I apologize. You know, you see, we get so excited and get this out here, and people really want to know the connection with trust and private banking. So we are heading your way, I promise.
We getting right to you. We getting right to you.
Yes.
So I'm looking for this chat box on here. As soon as I find where that cursor is. Let me see, I might have to close out of this. And let me know, give me a 111 if you could see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I've got to open this back up.
We thank everyone for their patience and time with us. Those who have already invested in us, we do appreciate that. And again, Mondo will be the extension and a piece to your wealth cycle. So this is very important. And Mondo, seeing you the other day, I really just wanted to thank you for what you have done for the community. Like finding out what you found out, that almost brought tears to my eyes. That's very important. That was very huge. Yes, I couldn't. Yeah. So he'll go into that. I see the payment options have popped up. So we don't see your screen, but we do see you put something in the chat. So
yep, I just put it in the chat.
Okay.
And so bear with me. I just put in the chat. So the minimum is 111 for those of you that want to invest in the trust packages. I'm going to bring that back up so you could see it. See what the options are. And please think of this when you're choosing, you're like, okay, I want the business trust, I want the family trust. I want you to consider what it is you want. And then we are open to strategizing with you with whatever payment plan you need. So if you're like, okay, I can put the 111 down today, that's what you need to lock in this rate. This rate is only available during this call and up until 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those of you that's on the call right here, lock into the rate at 111. And then you can choose however you want to pay monthly to continue from there. If you're like, I already have a trust, but I feel lost, this package would be for you. It is still 111. So send your minimum of 111. You can pay in full. Use the links in the chat to send it. Tap the payment links. Be sure your name and email is in the notes of your payment, and put done in the chat box for those of you that are investing right now. And for those of you that's watching the replay of this, you want to just email the word Juneteenth to cosmicschooloftrust@gmail.com.
And we don't see your screen, just so you know.
Okay. All right. This screen's like, I don't want to show myself.
Right.
All right, let me go back here and let me know if y'all can see it. Can you see anything yet?
Nope, I just see all the beautiful faces that were showing their faces.
All right, let's see where we at. Share screen. Let me try this again. All right, can we see it?
Yes. Yes, it's coming up slowly. Yep.
All righty, sweet. Okay. So here are the steps, and I just wanted to go back because when I was speaking, I wanted to show the pricing list again. So if you need to take a screenshot of it, go ahead. Can you see it?
It's frozen. It's
not.
still frozen at a GIF.
Share. Seems like when I open up, it keeps wanting to do that.
Oh, okay.
Not sure why. Let me see. There. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So we got the pricing list there. Take a screenshot of it if you need to, so that you know what you're investing in.
Which is both of us, our time. It's not just documents and you try to figure it out by yourself. That's not what it is.
Exactly. Okay, so the full total is 222. So let me just explain this. So the minimum for the packages to invest in any of these packages is 111. That's getting you started. You're choosing your payment plan from there. So let's say you choose the family trust package, the 3-hour guidance calls, the status correction guide. That package is $3K until 11:11 p.m. today. But we're saying you can get in with 111 to get started on watching the courses. So 111 to lock in these rates. If you're like, I can't do any of this right now, but I want to just book a consultation, our consultation would be 222. But if you choose the trust package later, the 222 will be deducted from your trust package. Let me know if that makes sense. Give me a 1 if that made sense for you. So we're going to continue on here. And I just want to go ahead along with Minister Sam, congratulate you all on taking and securing the steps to secure your trust package. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And so we are going to switch gears and have Mondo speak about Iul'S and private banking, and we'll open up for questions after he's done speaking.
Well, greetings, ladies. How are you?
Wonderful.
How are you,
Peace.
Mondo?
Hey, Minister Dionne, Minister Samantha, thank you so much for allowing me to speak and share the good news of private banking and
Yes.
and to empower people and educate folks. So I've trimmed my presentation just a little with a few slides to keep it moving. We'll definitely dive deep on the personal individual consultations, but for this, we're going to do a nice 30,000 foot view, if not a little deeper.
Okay.
But and get into the IUL. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get this rolling. All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right, perfect, perfect, awesome. Let me move all these beautiful faces over to the side here. Perfect, okay, awesome. All right, so I am Mondo Grimes, everyone. I'm the executive director and president of AMG Associates here in Boca Raton, Florida. I've had the pleasure of knowing Minister Dionne for just about a year now. And we have done some great things together and will continue to do so. Today, we're going to talk about private banking and why this is so important and why it is such an important piece in regards to your trust, okay? So a little bit of education. We're going to start off simple, a little 30,000 foot view here and talk about a couple of things, some of the issues that we see within our organization regarding the world and the economy and different things. So what's the problem? Well, Social Security in a Medicare crisis, most of you are aware of the debt, hundreds of trillions of dollars. We see that a lot of people, a lot of our clients are outliving their retirement. Life expectancy has definitely increased. And so what that means is that the funding is running out, all right, well, Social Security. So that is an issue. People who, baby boomers especially, that were looking to, count on Social Security, now they cannot as much. And there's all kinds of things up in the air regarding what's going to happen with that Social Security that we learned about earlier. The runaway national debt, $34 trillion, defense spending, wars, increasing inflation, as we all know, eggs, $10 a carton, all that kind of stuff, costly healthcare programs, and it keeps going. There's more stuff to it. We have, an unfavorable banking system. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? When you put your money into a savings account, into a bank, we're putting our money in a lended position, okay? Meaning that we're putting our money in their institution and they're telling us how much interest they're going to pay us. That's kind of backwards. You would think that if you're the person loaning the money, you can determine the interest that you're going to gain on it because you're the one putting the money in the hands of someone else. But not in the bank. We've been conditioned to put our money in a bank and they tell us how much they're going to pay us. A little bit backwards. The FDIC and government regulations and IRS reporting on deposits and withdrawals, a lot of people don't know that. Every time you put money in the account and take it out, it's being tracked constantly. Retirement plans are not as reliable as they used to be. As I said, people aren't living their retirements. And even with 401ks, a lot of individuals are not as educated as they think in how they actually work, okay? For instance, some people say, well, yeah, my 401k is tax-free. Not true. It's tax deferred. And without getting too in the weeds, here's what it means. You don't pay taxes on the seed, but you do pay taxes on the harvest. And what happens between the time you start your 401k and the time you retire? Inflation. Tax increases. So guess what? You're going to pay a higher tax bracket in your retirement years than you were paying in your earning years. Okay, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole, Minister Dionne, we can go down later. Okay, but there's a lack of education on how to fix or even hedge against all these truths, and this is what we're here to talk about today. Well, what's the government solution? What do they think? How do they fix it? Social Security crisis? Oh, we got a solution. We're just going to increase taxes. That's a plan. Or the national debt. How are we going to fix that? Oh, we're just going to print more money. Well, not working out too well. Okay. And do we want to subject ourselves to that? There's another way. All right. So what do we know for certain? Taxes will always be there. They're not going anywhere. We know that. Taxes are likely to go up over time. And your tax bracket will most likely be higher than your working years. But what if there was something available to you? What if there was a tax-free cash cow, a financial vehicle that provided these features? Liquidity, safe, reliable, consistent, protected from the government and Wall Street, safe, positive leverage, the uninterrupted principal, expected rate of returns, tax advantage, tax-free growth, tax-free loan access. And might I add to that, tax-free retirement and legacy protection. Okay, this is big for the trust. More features. It hedges against inflation, builds a safe tax-free retirement, enjoys much better returns on your money than any bank. It provides income replacement if needed. Well, what do I mean? If you're working and you get laid off, okay, you'll never have to go get unemployment. You can fund yourself. And then private banking. So we're going to go into more of these features. And when we do the one-on-one consultations based upon your needs and desires and your goals, we show you how to leverage some of these tools. But what do we do with that? How do we get that? It's through life insurance. We talked about it. It's through life insurance. A lot of people don't realize that, life insurance is supposed to be used during your life. What's the first word there? Life. It's not all about transition, death benefit. This particular policy we're talking about is an index universal life policy in IUL. A lot of individuals here, I'm sure, have heard about this on different social media platforms. But let me tell you, this particular tool, the reason why a lot of people haven't heard of it previously is because the government has a chokehold on insurance companies marketing a product, the IUL product. And let me show you why they don't want them marketing it. This right here. You see that, Minister Dionne?
Yep.
That's why insurance companies cannot market it. It's in the know. Now they can market car insurance, they can market traditional whole life, they can market, term and all this other stuff, but they cannot say anything about IULs publicly. You just have to find out about it. Now, the IUL, we call it the Swiss Army knife of wealth. Why is that? Because this particular tool is multifunctional, like a Swiss Army knife. Number one, you could do personal financing. Well, what does that look like? Let's say you want to go buy a new vehicle. And instead of going to Capital One to get a loan from them, you can get a loan from the bank of your IUL. You finance it yourself. Maybe your son or your daughter, they need a vehicle, or your sister, or maybe you want to help someone who can't get a loan somewhere. You can actually be a private lender. Some individuals use this as a high yield savings account. We have people getting returns anywhere between 6 to 9% annually. Show me a bank account, a savings account that's giving you a 6 to 9% return annually. You're lucky to get 0.25%. Okay. Project funding. Well, what does that mean? We have contractors and real estate individuals who utilize this policy to take loans, tax-free loans, to acquire cash flow assets. Airbnb properties, apartment complexes and the like. And we show them how to leverage this policy to do that. Obviously, there's the coinciding death benefit. We know that's there, okay? The retirement funding. We can build in your policy that at the age of 65 or older, we pick an age, based upon how you fund the policy, you can actually pay yourself your own retirement. Check that out. Tax-free, by the way, on a monthly or annual basis. Income replacement, I spoke of that earlier. You have true ownership. True ownership. And here's the big part. A life insurance contract, the insurance policy, it's a contract and not an account. All accounts by any financial institution, an account can be governed by the government in the IRS. An account. A contract cannot be penetrated by the government. And what is a life insurance policy, Minister Dionne? It is a contract. Okay, that is the barrier. Now, the IRS, based upon IRS code 7702 and 3 tax citations, TEFRA, TAMRA, and DEFRA, without going too deep into it, it allows insurance carriers to have a death benefit, okay, in an IUL. As long as you play by the rules, you can do all these things tax-free. as long as you play by the rules, and really just for 7 years. And we show you how to do that and leverage that. This is a tool that the wealthy have used for years, and not only IULs, but also in traditional whole life. Okay, and I'll give you examples shortly. But here's how it works. Okay, so here's you on the left, top left, you've got your money. This is how banks operate. This is how they work. Okay, not how we work, but how they work. You take your money and you put it in the bank. Okay, and they turn around, you're going back and forth on a little circle on the left, right, over here. You're doing all this, you're putting money in, you're taking money out, putting money in, taking money out. All the while, they're taking the money you put in and they're investing in what's called BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. Okay, bank-owned life insurance. This is a extremely powerful tool for top tier 1 banks, especially. Okay, now bank-owned life insurance, like, well, who are the policies on? All their employees. They take out policies on every employee in that banking institution. Now, why do they do that? Now, the death benefit is on the insured, the employee, right? And the death benefit goes to the beneficiary, of that insured individual. But there's another feature called cash value that's accumulating 5 to 6 times return on their money. And when I say their money, it's actually the money that you put into the bank. They're using your money to do BOLI. So, but who owns the cash value, Minister Dionne? Is it the owner of the policy or the insured? It's the owner. Who owns it? The bank. Okay, so they take all the returns and accumulated value and they do these things. Partnerships, big buildings, big salaries, the jets for the CEOs, things of that nature. If you've ever seen a skyscraper with the name of a bank at the top, if you've ever been to an arena where there's the name of the bank is where the such and such basketball team plays, that's how they pay for this. One of our staff members, Rich, he is a former CFO of a major bank here in America, and he was over BOLI. Our wealth management team is well educated in this area. And then they take that money as well, and they create credit card loans and products and business loans and mortgages, and they turn around and give it to who? Us. At 24% on credit cards and, 7%, 8%, 9% on mortgages, et cetera. That's how they operate. Well, okay, Mondo, sounds fun, but how do we know that to be true? Well, here you go. Public information. You can Google this yourself. After the pandemic, the banks, top tier 1 banks, had to disclose their books and open them up to the government and show them how they sustained through the pandemic. And this is what they discovered. You might see your bank on here. These banks have so many assets in life insurance, BOLI. Now, these numbers are with a B, not an M. Bank of America, 24 billion, just in life insurance assets. We're not talking about everything else they do, just in life insurance. And you see all the numbers down here from Truist, US Bank, you name it, billions of dollars. This is how they leverage the whole life IUL policies, okay? So here's what we teach you to do. It's the same thing they do. Instead of being, the BOLI, you're going to do your own version of that. You have your money and you skip the bank. You don't sit it there. You put it into your BOLI, into your life insurance policy. And we show you how to do that. Okay. If you have a nest egg, don't sit it in the bank. Put it here. If you get an inheritance, put it here. You get a bonus, put it here. What you get a $50 birthday gift from grandma, put it here. Don't put it in the bank. And because we show you why. Why? Because every dollar you put into your policy, you're going to get uninterrupted compounding growth, no different than the banks do. It's either you get it or they get it. And then on top of that, you're going to get tax-free cash value growth. You're going to have leverage to be able to use those funds to be able to take out loans tax-free. And we show you how to leverage that particular tool and how to do that. Income replacement, as we mentioned, and also, like I said, being your private bank. And then there's a coinciding death benefit. Now, what's really cool about this policy is that now we teach people to make sure that you pay the loans back because we wanted this policy to function at a high level for decades, right? But the thing is, you don't have to pay it back. That is one feature you've probably heard on Instagram or something, is that you don't have to pay it back. Well, no, you actually don't have to. because your death benefit is collateral. So if you have an outstanding loan, say of $50,000 or $100,000 or whatever, they're just going to deduct that from your death benefit when you transition. So you don't have to pay it back, but we instruct people to do so you continue to build build wealth and keep this policy going. And then that's why it has a lot of value. When you do transition, it flows right into the trust. Now, of this particular policy, going to what Minister Samantha and Minister Dionne were talking about, this policy that you would have is owned by your trust. Okay, the beneficiary of the policy is the trust. You or a family member or family members would be the insured. Okay, so the owner is the trust, you or family members are the insured, and the beneficiary is the trust. So this is how you create trust fund babies, because the trust is being funded with everyone's death. This is why the Rockefellers still have money and they're not running out of it. Okay, because they're funding it with life and with death. Okay, now a couple different things we teach you to do. The benefits of this is unlocking personal financing and private banking for yourself with this policy. You have ultimate control. Ultimate control. I can repeat that 25 times, Minister Dionne. You have ultimate control. All right. Personal banking with all the features that the product provides. You have flexibility and freedom. Okay. Borrow, save, invest, navigating financial skies with full autonomy. It's unparalleled to any other product that's out there. Okay. Now, here's a quick recap of some of the features. Insurance industry is the safest industry to invest in by far. It's not going anywhere. If you go outside and walk up the block, you're going to see about 1,000 things that have insurance on it. Insurance is not going anywhere. Uninterrupted compounding growth. We show you that and we teach you how that operates. Okay. As a quick note, when you have a consultation with us, one agreement that Mr. Dionne and I have is that we want to make sure that you are completely educated on how this works. This is not about just getting a policy and just crossing fingers and just hoping everything works out. No, we're going to make sure that you understand it, where you can even spit it back to us and tell us how it works. Because you need to know. This is for you and your family and your legacy. This is for your trust. So you need to know as a trustee how this asset operates for not only during your lifetime, but how it's going to transition and fund the future generations, okay? An IUL will yield 5 to 6 more times than a long-term CD and has guaranteed returns. We show you how that works. And people say, well, I'm not even guaranteed. Well, I'll show you. You never lose on it, okay? Index universal life benefits as well. You can access your money anytime without penalty, and tax-free loans. Allows you to retire 100% income tax-free, and there's no reporting to the IRS. And Minister Samantha mentioned to you earlier who the IRS is. There's no reporting. As long as you play by the rules for the first 7 years, okay? You play by the rules for the first 7 years, which are pretty lenient, by the way, then IRS is staying away. Okay, it's like kryptonite. They stay away. All right. Couple more benefits. There's no credit check or financial statements to requirements for loans. So if you need to take some money out for whatever, create an asset, rainy day, whatever it is, you don't have to fill out a credit check or financial statement form. No repayment terms required, as I mentioned. There's no collateral needed. You don't need to put up your house or your car or your other stuff. The death benefit is the collateral. Okay. And obviously, as I said, easily accessible liquid cash. Again, as a quick recap, personal financing, savings account, project funding with a coinciding death benefit, retirement funding, income replacement. You have true ownership and you have private lending accessible to you. This is the magic of the Swiss Army knife of wealth. Now, you can do one of these strategies. You can do two. You could do multiple. Okay. I've had a couple of clients that just say, hey, you know what? I don't know what I want to do with it right now. Just give me the death benefit and give me access to one of these little tools right here. And if and when I need it, I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to use it. Perfect. Okay. So you don't have to have it all figured out right away, but I just want to show you what's available to you. Who uses this strategy? Again, like I told you, this is a product that's been kind of kept to, a certain group of individuals. And if you see down here at the bottom, I'll start at the bottom here, examples, Ray Kroc, that's McDonald's, that's Walt Disney, John McCain. John McCain actually used whole life insurance cash value to pay for his entire campaign against Obama. Walt Disney used a whole life policy back in the day. Let's see, banks, as we talked about, and people funding their trust. I have a friend, Eric, who is an equity fund manager. He says that over 62% of equity fund managers has zero stake in their own funds. They don't have stake in the things that they provide, but they have an enormous amount of cash value insurance. That's saying something. That spoke volumes to me. Okay, they know something. Okay, and we want to share that with you. Here's a snapshot of our team. See me in the middle here. We have a director of legal services, Rangio Santiago, and she is fantastic. We have advisory board, wealth management specialist, marketing, the whole giddy up. This is our team. We're based all around the country. I'm in Florida. We have a couple others in Florida, but we're from Texas over to DC and even over in California. So this is a little snapshot of what we do. So with that said, I was flying through this, Minister Dionne, because I want to respect everybody's time to make sure that everyone knows exactly what's happening. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And Minister Dionne has my information. I will put the consultation link in the chat. So if you would like to set up one with us, please make sure that when you do schedule it, you let us know how you found out about AMG and IUL. Make sure that you mention Minister Dionne, Minister Samantha. That way we know where you came from. Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So thank you again for your time. Thank you. I hope I did okay on I was flying.
Yes, yes.
Amazing, Mondo. Can we give it
Yeah.
up for Mondo in the chat box? Thank you so much.
Got me sweating. Got me sweating.
I think we all were. We're trying to do our best with not staying here all night.
Yeah.
So we want to open it up for questions. Mondo, do you have time for just a couple questions?
I do. Just a couple. I have,
Okay.
I have about 10
Okay.
minutes, literally 10 minutes.
The same. So we're
yeah.
going to keep it at 10 minutes altogether. So if you have questions directly to the ministers or Mondo, please just go ahead. You can, I see Juana, go ahead and come off your mic and ask. And to connect directly with Mondo, I'm about to drop his information in the chat box so we all have it there. So first come, first serve. Get on that calendar and check off that you were referred Minister Dionne, Deep Sea Royalty, and we can go from there. But Juana, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Go ahead and ask your question. I see your hand raised.
Oh, yeah.
That was correct. How you guys doing today? And thank you for this. This was amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being here and your energy.
Of course. So my question is for Mondo. I just wanted to know, I might have missed this because my internet is really spotty over here.
Sure.
With that IUL, does that have the living benefit also?
Yeah. So which one? There's several types. So
I just found out about it because my father recently had a stroke, and a mild heart attack,
okay.
and he
Those
lived through it.
yes.
So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Yes, it does. So what she's asking everyone is, so most of the IULs that we provide, they have what's called a terminal, chronic, and critical illness rider, living benefits, where it allows you to cash out up to 50% of the death benefit to take care of medical bills, living, whatever you want. It doesn't, you can use it how you please, but most of the policies come with that living benefit. Yes.
And that's tax-free as well, also tax and
100%.
penalty-free, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. 100%.
Okay. Dionne is really, I just have to say that she is so excited. She has been smiling the entire time.
Yeah.
This have really excited me. It brings
Yeah.
joy to my soul to know that we can really begin to enjoy the fruits of our labor, y'all, for real. Because I know many of you work so hard, and nothing is worse than having Uncle Sam sit and knocking at your door asking to be paid when you're trying to keep the lights on yourself. So I'm just so grateful that we can get together and share this information. It makes me so happy inside. So I appreciate you all so much. Keep going. Ebony, I see you. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I was drinking when you called my name. Sorry. So yes, my question is this like a special index fund? I guess like the agency that's going to be funding it, or is this like regularly, like this could be a nationwide and AFLAC or whoever just approves you? So I know you said you don't need your social to borrow from it, but when you first start the IUL, don't you have to use your social? Or would you be able to
Mhm.
use your new trust EIN or estate EIN or whatever to then
Great
open
question.
it up?
Great question. So there's a couple of different answers. So y'all pay attention to what I'm about to say. All
Yeah.
right. All right. You can, the owner can be your trust and you can use your EIN, okay, to take the policy out. And say you're taking it out on yourself. Okay. Just for example. All right. Depending, I have recently found a carrier that will allow us to issue an IUL without providing a social security number. Now, they are way more lenient with kids, way more lenient with 18 and under. They're way more lenient with that. I fought, one of our friends, I fought for this for about a good 6 weeks. And we made it happen. So she's got a free baby. And we were able to get an IUL on this baby, who is 1, I believe.
Yep.
And we provided a passport. They asked for a social. I said no. and I continued to say no and for 6 weeks. And we were able to navigate, and there was someone in the office that understood where we were going with this. And so adults, that's where I can't give a hard answer because we haven't crossed that bridge yet, but I think we have a little bit of room to negotiate. Okay. So as far as ownership, your trust, we definitely want you to use your EIN for that. The insured part is where we're still figuring out. Okay. If you have to use your social.
Yes, and shout out to Kristen. She's in here, Beta Revival on Instagram. It is her who's got her baby.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Secured with the IUL no social. And she also helps families have their babies born free. She is actually a partner of Deep Sea Royalty. Kristen, check her out on Instagram, beta.revival. And she helps you navigate getting passports for babies with no social as well. So
Yeah.
she's here in the chat, y'all. Tap in with her. Ebony, were you all set? Got your question answered? Aisha, I see you. Go ahead.
Hi, that was perfect because I'm on the theme of babies. I have a newborn as well. And so I was wondering what the minimum age was that we could open up a policy for our little guy.
Yeah, great question. 30 days old and older. So 1 month.
Okay, perfect.
Basically 1 month.
Okay.
1 month or older.
Awesome. And I had a second quick one, if it's okay. For the
Mhm.
1041 and the K1 that go along with the trust,
Mhm.
are those part of the package as well that will be completed?
Oh, we don't do your taxes for you. We can strategize on options, but we don't do the taxes for you.
Okay. Do you guys have any contacts for tax
Yes.
strategists to
Yes.
do them?
I have
Awesome.
CPAs and on deck. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank
Also,
you.
Mondo, he has his team as well. So we have the resources.
We got you covered. Yeah.
Depending on
Right.
however you want to strategize.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I did see some questions come in the chat. We got about 4 minutes left for questions, and we are going. Can non-US citizens living in the US get started with this? This as in trust, IUL, status correction. Please, Abby, specify what you are referring to.
And for trust, I would say yes, you can. Mondo, how about for policies?
No, you can't. You have to, yeah. Because especially we deal with Canadians, not deal with, let me say, we work with Canadians a lot. And we have partners and friends in Canada that are different because the laws are completely different with their Department of Insurance in the United States. So we have to stay on our sides of the fence when it comes to the IUL.
Yes, thank you for that, Mondo. However, I also do encourage that you do your research because there are companies out there wherever you are. So please do your due diligence. Now that you know what you should be looking for, and even if you did decide to schedule a call with Mondo, and you're just like, looking for things that it should entail, he would be very knowledgeable to help in that way. Even if you do not end up getting a plan. How about Canadians? Yep, he just said that. Do you have a contact, Mondo?
I do. And so I would say reach out to me. That way I can get a little bit more information and then make the connection for you. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So I just shared Mondo's information in the chat. Tap that link. Y'all get on his schedule. First come, first serve. I told y'all. He gonna be a busy man
Yes.
very, very soon. So this is the first of one of our many calls where we got together. So more to come. I'm grateful for all of you in the room. Any other last questions before we go? Remember, also, the trust packages and specials, they end at 11:11. Please don't reach out after that. Emailing Cosmic School of Trust asking for extension. What you saw as the special today will not be tomorrow. You know, however they say that. So any other questions, thoughts? Danielle, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to say, not a question, but just a statement. First, I purchased the trust. I just wanted to let everybody know the information that you're going to be given is so, you really do embrace that you are a living soul. And this is not something, they're not giving anything from you. They actually were robbing and taking away, and we're taking back our rights. So the courses, I'm actually going over them. I haven't even, started to call and start to set up my trust, but the courses has so much valuable information. You'll find yourself going over them so that you can absorb them literally into your soul, so you can transform those thoughts of, whatever thoughts of programming that we have. Secondly, I got a policy through Mondo last year, well, maybe 6 months ago, Mondo.
Hey, girl.
And
Let us see that beautiful
professionalism
smile.
and how he breaks it down is so awesome, and shows you, just everything on what you're getting with your policy. When you talk about numbers, he breaks them down for 30 years plus, and he's very detailed and professional and very kind, and will answer your emails and get back to you. So when I say that this package deal right here is there's not amount of money you can put on it. I mean, it's just, it's invaluable. Let me just say that. So I just wanted to say, I have both, and I just feel so, I feel an abundance just by doing, working with and learning through Deep Sea Royalty, which I'm a part of also, the trust and Mondo. So
Wow.
everybody get on board. It's invaluable.
You heard it. And normally we can't even have people say much because it's private. We can't have too many testimonies out here and letting everybody know what kind of wealth cycles they have. It's 6:30. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Danielle, for that. That was very important. It hit my heart. Thank you so much.
Yes, Danielle, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I almost had to keep myself from tears because
Me
we
too.
have put so much into those courses. Like Minister Sam and I were up day and night, literally like we just had a whole newborn attending to create these courses. And so the energy went in beyond us, our ancestral bloodline, all of that went into that. There's no other way we couldn't have done it. So it was for you, a gift for you, for the world. And we are just so grateful. Thank y'all for your time. The replay will be out. You got the emails earlier. You're here. And so if you're listening and tuning back, we welcome you again. Alrighty. Peace, family. Have a great rest of your night and evening. Thank you, Mondo. Thank you, Minister Sam. Until next time, au revoir, adios. We got to go. Peace.
Peace.